Have you ever felt this agony? The agony of watching the person you love walk away, of your message being ignored, of feeling completely invisible, the painful sting of knowing that person is moving on with their life, laughing, breathing air that you no longer share, while you are trapped in the labyrinth of your own, reliving every memory, every laugh, every unfulfilled promise. It is a silent echo, an emotional torture that consumes you from within, leaving a void that seems bottomless. You have been told to move on, that time heals everything. But how do you move forward when every fiber of your being clamors for a return, for a sign, for a simple thought from that person? There is a deep truth behind this suffering, something that the great psychiatrist Carl Jung understood with heartbreaking clarity. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Think about it for a moment. Most of us live at the mercy of forces we do not understand, of unhealed wounds, of desires that manifest chaotically. And when someone leaves, we attribute it to fate, to bad luck, to the cruelty of the universe. But Jung taught us that the answer is not outside in that person's actions. The answer and the power to change your reality resides within you, in that space you have ignored for so long. What I am about to share with you is not a magic trick. It is not a cheap manipulation formula, nor a lie to soothe your pain. It is a key, a profound technique rooted in the psychology of the human psyche that will awaken a thought, a feeling of emptiness, a need in the person you desire. It is not about controlling their mind, but about aligning your own energy in such a powerful way that your absence becomes a presence. Get ready, because from now on, destiny will no longer be in control. You will be. Before we enter this practice, I want you to do something for yourself, something that has nothing to do with me, but with your intention. Close your eyes for a second. Breathe deeply. Connect with that pain. Feel it, but do not dwell in it. And upon opening them, I want you to go and comment here, "I am ready for the return of my love." This is not just a comment, it is a decree, a declaration of intention to the universe. It is the first step to manifesting what you think you have lost forever. Silence is the worst of condemnations. It is the echo of an absence that reverberates in the walls of your soul. Abandonment is not only a lack of physical presence, it is the emotional void that leaves a gap in your chest, a space that longs to be filled. Haven't you wondered why that particular person has so much power over your emotions? Why their indifference hurts so much? Jung taught us that every wound is a shadow, a reflection of something that resides in our own unconscious. The wound of being ignored by another is in reality the wound of ignoring a part of ourselves that needs love, recognition, and validation. The person who leaves is often the projection of an internal longing. Do not be ashamed of this need. It is human. It is proof that your heart is alive and desires a deep connection. Society tells us that we must be strong and get over it, but that is not the truth of the psyche. The truth is that healing does not come from repression, but from confrontation, from facing that wound and understanding that the key to attracting that person back is not in chasing them, but in finding yourself again. My voice now is only an echo of yours. I'm here to guide your hand, to show you that the path toward the other truly begins within you. Most people, when suffering over a love that walks away, make a fatal mistake. They spend all their energy chasing, begging, or what is worse, hating in silence. They believe that energy should be directed outwards, towards the object of their desire. But this is a waste, a loss of vital power. Jung spoke to us of the principle of synchronicity, which are not simple coincidences, but a meaningful connection of two or more non-causally related events. It is the language of the universe, the way the threads of reality are woven to create meaning. Synchronicity is the playground where magic happens. The absence of that person is not a mistake. It is a synchronous event, a wake-up call for you to direct your gaze inwards. The energy you have been spending on obsession, on sadness, on pursuit must be redirected. The true power is not in what that person does or does not do, but in your ability to become a magnetic lighthouse, a lighthouse that does not chase ships, but guides them with its own light. If you have already felt something move inside you up to this point, a connection with this deeper truth, activate your like now. It is a small gesture, but it shows the universe and yourself that you are ready to reconnect with your essence and, consequently, with the person you desire. The key is not force, but direction. And from this moment on, we are going to direct that energy together. Now, I want you to prepare for the most important part, the technique I told you about, the one that really changes the game. This is not an intellectual practice, it is a ritual, a bridge between your conscious mind and the vast ocean of your unconscious, where your true power resides. Synchronicity is not activated by logical thinking, but by pure intention and directed emotion. And that is what we are going to do now. To begin, find a quiet place. It does not matter if it is your room, a corner on the couch, or even a space in your mind. What matters is that you are not interrupted. If possible, lower the light, light a candle, put on soft music, create an environment that invites introspection. Now close your eyes and feel the weight of your body in the seat, the air entering and leaving your lungs. With each inhalation, feel that you are drawing a bright light toward you, an energy of peace. With each exhalation, release the fear, the anxiety, the despair. Inhale light. Exhale pain. Repeat this 3 times. Inhale light, exhale pain. Inhale light, exhale pain. Now with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize a soft, warm light born right in the center of your chest. This light is your essence, your purest self, without fears, without expectations, without the masks you wear daily. Imagine this light slowly, gently beginning to expand, filling your chest, your abdomen, your arms, your legs, expanding until it surrounds your entire body, creating a sphere of protective energy full of love. You are complete in this light. You lack nothing. Now from the center of your heart, visualize a thread of light extending. It is not a thread of need. It is not a rope to pull someone. It is a thread of connection, a subtle line that travels through space and time. And at the end of that thread, visualize the person you desire. Do not see them with sadness or resentment. Do not see them with anger. Simply observe them. Perhaps they are busy. Perhaps they are in a distant place. It doesn't matter. The thread finds them. It is a law of the physics of the universe, a clear intention. It always finds its way. It is time to send your message, but you are not going to send it with words. You are going to send it with an emotion. In the palms of your hands, visualize a small sphere of light. In that sphere, you're going to place a memory, a happy memory you shared with that person, a moment of laughter, a hug, a conversation that made you feel alive. It is not a plea, it is a memory, a truth. And with all the intention of your heart, with the absolute certainty that the universe hears, you are going to send that sphere of light through the thread. It is a seed that you are planting in that person's unconscious. Did you feel that? It is not a plea, it is a certainty. It is the declaration that your energy is no longer at their mercy, but is anchored in your own. You have just sown a seed of synchronicity. The unconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. For that person's psyche, that memory you sent, that moment of happiness, has just been reignited, not as a command, but as a feeling. And it is that feeling, that emotion, that is going to detonate a thought, a doubt, a restlessness. What will they be doing? Why did I suddenly remember that day? Now, the most important thing you must understand is that this is not an act of control, but an act of liberation. You are not trying to manipulate their will, because that only creates resistance. You are releasing your own obsession, your own need, by channeling it in a constructive way. You are declaring to the universe that your peace does not depend on their response. And it is in that moment of total surrender, when you stop chasing, that the universe conspires in your favor. When you become a lighthouse, you do not need to chase the ships. they come towards you. The power phrase that I'm going to share with you now is not a simple phrase. It is a key that closes the door of dependency and opens the one of sovereignty. Repeat with me out loud or in your mind with all the conviction of your being. From now on, my focus is no longer your silence, but my own peace. Feel that truth. Feel the relief of letting go of the burden. You are declaring that the source of your happiness is not the action of the other, but your own center, your own completeness. What you have just done is not black magic or an attempt at control. It is the return to your power. It is the declaration that the source of your happiness is not the action of another person, but your own inner peace. You are healing, and by doing so, activating synchronicity so that that person feels your lack, not because of a void in them, but because of a completeness in you. The energy of fear and need repels. The energy of peace and completeness, on the other hand, attracts like a magnet. You have changed your vibration, and the universe in its infinite wisdom must respond to that new frequency. To seal this ritual and ensure that your intention is manifested, I want you to do something one last time. Go to the comments and write the phrase that resonates with your new reality. My peace attracts your thought. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because this is only the beginning of a path to reconnect with your own inner power. You have completed a cycle of power, a ritual of reconnection. You have understood that the true magic is not in the other, but in you. You are not trying to force anyone to love you, but you are loving yourself so much that your energy becomes magnetic, irresistible. The absence of that person is no longer a punishment. It is an opportunity that the universe gave you to return to your center, to your essence, to your deepest truth. And it is from that place of peace that the universe conspires in your favor. That person is not going to think of you because you forced them, but because their unconscious is now resonating with your new frequency. And as Jung said, with a wisdom that transcends time, the unconscious manifests as destiny. But the good news is that as of today, you are not at the mercy of destiny. You have become the architect of it. You have taken control of your own life, of your emotions. And that, dear friend, is the greatest power a human being can possess. Do not forget it. This ritual is not a one-time act. It is a reminder of who you are. The path from now on is simple, but profound. Every day, for an instant, just for a second, close your eyes and feel whole. Feel your own completeness. Feel the peace you have cultivated. Do not look for messages. Do not check your phone. Simply stay in that feeling of sufficiency. The answer you seek, the call you await, will come. It will come not when you demand it, but when your soul is truly ready to receive it. Synchronicity is activated at the moment of surrender, not at the moment of demand. Trust the process. Trust your power. If this message touched your heart, if this ritual resonated in your soul, share it with someone who desperately needs to hear this truth. Like this video so that more people have access to this light, so that they can stop suffering in silence. Go to the comments and write the power phrase, thus sealing your new pact with the universe. And of course, subscribe to continue our reconnection ritual. Always remember, true love is a reflection of who you are, and you are a complete universe in yourself.